Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. On the border, the administration has repeatedly cited the use of Title 42 to demonstrate that the border is not open. This is a Trump policy that progressive groups are increasingly arguing that it denies migrants who are fleeing violence and persecution a right to even apply for asylum. I wanted to know, what is the White House's message to these groups who largely are supportive of this White House, who are concerned about the continuation of this Trump policy?
Well, Franco, I would say first that we consider it a policy that was put in place, or that we've continued to implement, because we're still in the middle of a global pandemic, and that keeping the American people safe and ensuring that we are taking responsible steps as it relates to the pandemic is front and center for the president. And certainly that's what we would convey to any of these groups. At the same time, we absolutely believe that we should be a country, that we are a country that wants to treat people humanely, as is evidenced by our efforts to treat children who come into this country, who are under 18, who are coming as unaccompanied children, in a manner that was not the same as the former administration. So we understand and we have heard the frustration about this issue, but our objective, as the president's objective, is to keep systems in place, or keep policies in place, or implement policies that help us address the pandemic.
Do you have some goals, or some goals of when you may be able to lift Title 42?
I can't make a prediction of that. That will, of course, be based on what the evaluation is by our health and medical experts on the status of the pandemic and the safety of the American people.
Can I ask you just follow up on the Turkey question?
Sure.
I mean, Turkey is a NATO member. Is the administration taking into, what consideration is the administration taking into the concerns that Turkey has about potential of this weekend's activities?
I certainly understand all the questions. I just don't have anything I'm not going to get ahead of the president or get ahead of any decisions or announcements. And obviously, any decision that the president makes on foreign policy takes into account concerns expressed by allies and partners around the world.
Can I ask one more about immigration?
Sure.
You know, as we approach 100 days, obviously COVID-19 was the biggest challenge that this administration faced.
Yep.
But immigration was another one that took a lot of oxygen and political time from this White House. Is there any, does the White House feel like it could have communicated anything differently, done anything differently to address this challenge? Not only Republicans, but even some Democrats have been concerned about some of the messaging.
Well, I would say there's no question. We've recognized that this is a challenging issue, and we knew that it would be when the president changed the policies of the former administration when he came into office. And obviously, welcoming in or ensuring that we had the capacity, we were using resources to treat children humanely and ensure they're safe, is a change in the last administration's policy that was going to dissatisfy some who were supporters of the last administration, but not satisfy enough, as you alluded to in your question, some who think we should be welcoming many more across our borders. So it certainly is an issue. As you know, you've covered this quite closely, where we recognize we were never going to satisfy everyone. And what the president's objective has been is to focus on the unaccompanied children, those who had been ripped from their parents' arms, those who were being asked to take a treacherous journey back, ensure we could take steps there. He also wants to push for comprehensive immigration reform, providing a pathway to citizenship, ensuring we're investing in addressing the root causes in these countries. That's something he announced on day one of his presidency. So we are well aware, and there was some reporting this morning that this was an issue that some supporters of the former president and some Republicans in Congress apparently are licking their chops about how to make children a political issue. We don't see it that way. And we felt this was the moral right step to take, and we're going to keep working with immigration advocates, with groups out there to get this bill passed, to get the Dreamers legislation passed. That continues to be a big objective for the president.